Good day. It's May 11, 2026. The war with Iran still has no clear path to its end coming from the Trump administration, except that the world keeps getting mixed signals from the White House. I'm Jessica Rolla. Welcome to The Pulse.
And I'm Effie Barker. Welcome to this week's edition.
Late last week, President Trump said during a press conference that the military aspect of the war with Iran is over. However, that wasn't correct because the military engagement between the two forces is still going on. Iran bombed an important location in Dubai, and the U.S. bombed an oil refinery in Iran. And while on a bombing mission, a U.S. fighter bomber was shot down by Iran. So in the meantime, Iran still has not reopened the Strait of Hormuz, and the U.S. continues its own blockade of the Persian Gulf, restricting transit of Iranian petroleum and other goods. But early last week, Iran had offered new terms of their own through Pakistan for a new round of talks. Several talks since the start of the war have not yielded any results, except a sporadic number of days of ceasefire, which have not really resulted in free traffic of oil ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Up until this week, the price of gasoline at the pump continues to hurt everyone around the world.
May 1st marked the 140th anniversary of one of the first labor rights movements in the United States, known as the Haymarket Movement, which was held at the Haymarket Square in the central Chicago area in May 4th of 1886. It was one of the first movements to demand an 8-hour work time, wage increase, and workers' protection. That historical demonstration ended in a massacre when the police suppressed the protests after a bomb was thrown by an unknown towards the labor demonstrators. About 100 protesters were arrested, 70 were injured, and 8 died from the riot attack. Last week, May 1st 140th anniversary was also commemorated with the extension of the No Kings rally all over the United States. The movement is celebrated as International Labor Day or International Workers' Day across the world, which is also celebrated in the Philippines as Labor Day. The United States does not recognize May 1st Labor Day as one, the result of the movement ending in a violent massacre. And one was also being associated with communism because communist countries also celebrated the holiday. In other countries in Europe, it is commemorated with the May Queen and May Bank holiday, along with other cultural and mythology festivals, and celebrated as People's Unity Day in Kazakhstan, country in Central Asia, as a replacement of the Soviet-era Labor Day.
The primary elections in Indiana and Ohio took place Tuesday last week. In the Indiana Republican primary, 5 of the 7 incumbent Republicans in the state Senate who opposed Trump's redistricting push lost to Trump-backed challengers. 2 of those targeted by Trump still came out a winner going into the November re-election bid for the Indiana State Senate. So in Ohio, Vivek Ramaswamy, who once ran for president against Donald Trump during the 2024 season, came out as winner in the gubernatorial primary and became the nominee for the general election against Democrat Amy Acton. The Democratic nominee for governor on the Democratic side is a physician by profession and is newcomer to politics, but she raised more than $6 million in donation from small donors in the last 2-month period and put her on the scene as a serious contender. Former Senator Sherrod Brown, who lost his seat in the 2024 Trump wave, won the Democratic nomination for Senate and will go into the November general election against Senator John Husted, who was appointed by the governor to replace J.D. Vance when he became vice president. The national polling now shows Democrat as plus 10 in the nationwide generic ballot, and Democrats stand to control the U.S. House of Representatives in January next year. The U.S. Senate control remains a hopeful scenario for Democrats, as polls in these 5 states, Texas, North Carolina, Alaska, Ohio, and the state of Maine, favors Democrats in the Senate race. The Democrats had to flip 4 seats to their sides on those states mentioned in order to take control of the U.S. Senate of the 120th Congress, which starts in January next year. Let's take a commercial break. All you soccer fans out there in the world, stay with us for news on the FIFA World Cup, which is coming to the U.S. soon when we come back.
For over 15 years, I've defended rights, upheld due process, and will bring balanced judgment, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the Henderson Justice Court. If you live in Henderson, remember to vote in June, and remember, Hendren for Henderson.
Lance Hendren, fair, experienced, and ready to serve Henderson with integrity. Lance Hendren, the right person for the bench. Paid for by the committee to elect Hendren for judge.
My family survived a genocide and war before we fled to America. With education and hard work, I became an attorney and activist. We made Las Vegas our home for the Nevada dream, opportunity and affordability. Today, that dream is in crisis. But by supporting working families, small business, affordable housing, and childcare, we will rise again. I'm Lena Hovanesian, and I'll be your champion on the Clark County Commission fighting for our Nevada dream.
Excuse me, are you Judge Mary Perry?
Yes, I'm Judge Mary Perry.
Looks like you're running for re-election.
Primaries June 9th, Family Court, Department P.
Department P, P for Perry.
Judge Mary Perry.
I'm Judge Mary Perry, and I approve this message.
Don't waste your money on CBD. Now hold on, don't turn the video off. If you're already taking CBD, good for you. You're on a good path, but there's a much better way. If you're thinking, should I try CBD? Let me answer a couple of questions that might help you make the decision to even try a CBD product. First of all, let's answer the question, what is CBD and where does it come from? CBD is cannabidiol. It's called a cannabinoid, and it's found naturally in many different plants. In fact, as you see here in the Cannabicae family, there's hops, sandalwood, hackberry, of course, hemp, even marijuana, but we're not talking here about marijuana. In fact, we're going to be talking about hemp. As I started to mention, CBD can be found in hemp, in rather high levels, as a matter of fact. But here's the problem. CBD is not the only cannabinoid you can find in hemp. Hemp contains over 100 different cannabinoids. In fact, in the Cannabicae family, hemp contains the highest level of cannabinoids of any plant, which is why it's the most popular source for CBD. But as I mentioned, CBD is only one of the cannabinoids that you can find in hemp. Hemp contains high levels also of CBC, CBG, and CBN. So why would we want CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN? Well, as we look at the benefits here from CBD alone, you can see these benefits are great. I mean, who wouldn't want these benefits, right? But let's look at the benefits you can get from CBC. You see, they compound with CBD and offer yet even more. But then let's also now look at CBG. CBG has even more benefits. So naturally, anybody looking for the maximum benefit you can derive from hemp would want CBC, CBG, and CBD. But don't stop there. CBN also has fantastic benefits. So if you're looking for a great hemp product and you're contemplating trying a CBD product, don't just buy CBD. And please, don't buy that cheap gas station grocery store stuff. It's just that, cheap, and it won't benefit you at all. But if you can get a high grade, medical grade in fact, hemp product that contains CBC, CBD, CBG, and CBN, now you are unleashing the full power of your body that can only happen if you have all four of these cannabinoids in your body. If you're taking CBD, you're getting roughly 1/4 of the benefit that hemp can give you. Well, 1/4 is better than nothing, I suppose, but when you want 100% of all the benefits that hemp can give you, that is what happens if you take CBD with CBC, CBG, and CBN. So now you're probably asking, well, where on earth do I get all four of those? The problem now is solved. CBX4 contains high levels, not trace levels, and this is very important, contains high levels of all four of these cannabinoids, which means every benefit we listed up until now is available to you naturally in CBX4. and only in CBX4.
Welcome back to The Pulse. With just less than 5 weeks to the start of the first game in the U.S. for the FIFA World Cup Games, FIFA, which stands for Federación Internacional Asociación de Fútbol or International Federation of Football Associations. The games, which are being played in Mexico, the U.S., and Canada, are not selling tickets than expected by its federation president. There are 104 games total in the competition that only happens every 4 years. So it's the Olympics for soccer, which is popular worldwide. But even the first game in the U.S., which will take place on June 12th between U.S. versus Paraguay, is barely selling tickets. FIFA World Cup events is usually the best-selling event, more than the Super Bowl. But what is happening here? According to an analysis by the Midas Touch Network, this is the result of several factors and events that took place during the Trump administration. 1. The travel boycott against the U.S. by many countries in the world, led by Canada over tariff and rhetorics by the U.S. president about making Canada the 51st state of the United States. The tariff in Europe that European travelers are also boycotting the U.S. and the conduct of the government relating to immigration. Country after country had given advisory to their citizens not to travel to the U.S. 2. The economic situation in the U.S. and worldwide, where buying a FIFA ticket that has become expensive under the current FIFA president, that people want to forgo such spending. 3, geopolitical and economic crisis created by the Trump administration, whereby prices on gasoline and other commodities has gone up after starting the war with Iran. In that Midas Touch Network report, the American Hotels Lodging Association report an even lower booking level than an ordinary summer in cities where a FIFA game will be played. So they describe the 2026 FIFA as a non-event. It simply means that if there is an event, a special event in a locality, hotel rooms are usually sold out. So in this case, bookings are below an ordinary week or weekend. To make matters worse for FIFA fans, no network had been licensed yet to get a broadcast right because, according to the same report, the FIFA president, who is trying everything to please Trump, is asking $100 million for broadcast rights, hoping India or China, the top 2 largest markets for FIFA, will grab the deal. Both China and India said no. An India network said they are willing to pay only $20 million. China simply said no. I guess none of us in this room will ever even see a FIFA game on TV or any platform. And that would be a bad news for our own Mr. Sam, who always watches FIFA World Cup on TV. Sorry, Mr. Sam. I hope someone will pay $100 million. They are asking.
We will take a short break, but stay tuned for the interview with Sky Barry Buress, candidate for Clark County Recorder, when we come back.
For over 15 years, I've defended rights, upheld due process, and will bring balanced judgment, compassion, and unwavering commitment to the Henderson Justice Court. If you live in Henderson, remember to vote in June, and remember, Hendren for Henderson.
Lance Hendren, fair, experienced, and ready to serve Henderson with integrity. Lance Hendren, the right person for the bench. Paid for by the committee to elect Hendren for judge.
My family survived a genocide and war before we fled to America. With education and hard work, I became an attorney and activist. We made Las Vegas our home for the Nevada dream, opportunity and affordability. Today, that dream is in crisis. But by supporting working families, small business, affordable housing, and childcare, we will rise again. I'm Lena Hovanesian, and I'll be your champion on the Clark County Commission fighting for our Nevada dream.
Excuse me, are you Judge Mary Perry?
Yes, I'm Judge Mary Perry.
Looks like you're running for re-election.
Primaries June 9th, Family Court, Department P.
Department P, P for Perry.
Judge Mary Perry.
I'm Judge Mary Perry, and I approve this message.
Welcome back to The Pulse. With us now is Sky Berry Beres, running for the Clark County Recorder in the June 9 primary.
Yes, I am.
So,
Hi.
Sky.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yes, of course. Why don't you tell us, our viewers, about yourself and your professional background?
Okay.
Feel free to expound it.
Okay. Well, I am from Chicago originally. So, yes, we are, me and Jess. I have been here since 2009. And I first moved, my mother was here, but her health has been a little bit, troubling. And I had to actually move my father here. So they're 90, my dad is 90, and my mom is 86, and my dad has Alzheimer's, and my mom now has vascular dementia. So this is it. Chicago is rough in the winter, and so it was good to come out. But my parents owned the first African American pest management company, and we had that for over 80 years. We opened 2 nonprofit organizations. One was helping inner city children learn the game of golf, and so that was very interesting, and I love that. We and my father, it was very. Heartstrings were pulled when I had to move him out here, but it was for the best. And so now I've been here, and I've been at the recorder's office for 15 years. I have worked in management for 11 years, and I've actually trained over 85% of the staff that we currently have. So that was my job when I came here. I went into the government sector. So I was in the private sector, went into the public sector, and I've been there ever since, and I've enjoyed myself. Right now, I am currently overseeing the operations division with the training and the management of staff. So
Sounds great.
that's what I do on a daily.
Right. So you said you work in the Clark Recorder, right?
Yes,
Right.
I do.
Okay. And is this the first time that you're running for?
Oh, absolutely. I am definitely not a seasoned politician. I am like you all. I am an employee. My director actually has been there for 20 years and is retiring. So it was time. I've been there, I think, 15 out of her 20, and I know all of the staff. And I've been in management for about 11 years, so that was just time to just kind of step up.
So
But never
Sky,
thought of it.
yeah, given that, that's awesome. And then can you remind me, you had 2 nonprofits, right? What was the other one about?
And so then I had one myself, which was actually dealing with empowering women and children for
great.
getting off the street, and just kind of a transitional housing. So that was called True You Enterprises. Yeah.
Okay, so that in itself is a political issue. I mean, even though
It
you say you
is.
didn't have political, I think the nonprofit world kind of transfers into it.
It does.
So that being said, what kind of changes would you want? And again, given your background like you have with nonprofits and even what you have here in the office, for the county recorder position if you get elected?
So I will say that we've done a lot of improvements, but in me going out on a campaign trail, I realized that, you know what, no one knows about them. No one knows about what the recorder's office even does. And that's a problem for me because as taxpayers, we should know what our government is doing and we should be held accountable to that. So that's the first thing. So I have like all of these series around town that are called Let's Talk, and where we get with the community, and we just kind of talk about what's going on, what's working, what's not working, what they'd like to see. So we have technology out in the field, as I mentioned. We have several kiosks, 6 kiosks to be certain, and they are actually around the valley, but also in the outlying areas. Some of the constituents there, they had no idea that we even had those out there. So we need to improve that. We need to improve the communication. We need to also improve the accountability with the community and actually for the county with ourselves. We need to make sure that we're being transparent about where our finances are going for. So we have a $14 million budget that we actually manage. We have $9 million, that is actually just in tech funds. And then our $5 million is in our operating budget. And it's important to note that when you have that amount of money, you have the means and capability to be able to go out in the community and do different things, but you also need to be accountable. and you need
Right.
to be transparent where that is going.
Exactly.
And the last point that I'd like to say is that I have a great team. But they need to be poured back into. Right now, things have not been the best there, and I like to see them enjoy coming to work again.
Right.
So
Morale.
very low
Yeah.
at this time, and I like to see them kind of get out of that a little bit and to be able to understand that they are part of a team, and it's because of them that we're able to do all of these wonderful things every single day. So we have some work to do. We've done a lot of great work, but there's a lot more to do. So we really need to have someone who is administratively sound and understands that we have to take that on that day one and really know where we're going to go.
Okay. And so that being said, how many are running for this position? I know we interviewed one opponent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew any more.
Well, I actually have three
Okay.
Democrats. There's three Democrats.
Gotcha.
And one has never said anything, so that might be just a person whose name is just there.
Right.
And then I have two Republicans and one Libertarian. So
Okay.
June 9th, extremely important, because we are
everybody.
running to, we're running to that line. And we really need to get people understanding about the down ballots
Right.
races. Those are very important because people get tired. They're all the way down and we're down there.
Keep
I'm
going.
the first name, right? Keep going. But I'm the first name there, and that's a good thing because
Yeah.
once they get tired, hopefully they'll just,
Your name is so different too.
It is, but you know what? I've been out out everywhere.
Yeah.
So I try to reach everybody that I can and put a lot of social media content out.
For sure.
So, you know, it keeps everything going. I love meeting everyone, and so it's been awesome because I've been able to bring a level of value of. I talk about homestead recording and how important that is to protect your home, and they love that, and so I think it's good. It's going well. So that would be. I have one Republican, one Libertarian, and then just me.
It's
Hopefully.
good that you know who's running against you, and you know you stopped by the Filipino American First Anniversary Fest in April.
Oh, yes.
You missed me, but your flyers were there. I'm like, yeah, she's been here. Yeah.
Yes, but I do want you all to know that I have great Filipino friends.
Yeah,
who
you
cook
already
for
had
me
it
all
from the
the time.
beginning
And
because
so,
of that. Yeah.
yes,
yeah,
and so
home
I
cooking.
it's just nothing for me to support my community and
course.
everything. But yes, and I will be going to Phil Am TV Civic. I'll be dancing it up for Mother's Day. I'm bringing my mom.
I heard.
So yes, on Saturday.
You know, one
So
of our other
Do you know
families
any
is going.
Filipino word?
let's see. Yes, I am very rusty. My girlfriend always tries to get me. So yeah, that would be a no. I'm not gonna
That's
embarrass
okay.
myself.
I'll teach you one.
She's gonna teach you.
Yes.
Kamusta?
Okay.
It's like, ¿cómo estás? You know?
It's like say hi, how are you?
Okay. Okay. Let's see. They never taught me that. They always, okay, we're going
Just
with
right
a
in.
full
Oh,
line,
that's
right?
too
It's like,
much.
yes, we're going to go
Go
Malangos
slow.
and that. I'm like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you very much.
Of course.
Yes.
Speaking of the Sky name, it reminds me of the Paw
It's a
Patrol
beautiful name.
Sky
Oh, Paw Patrol for
character.
Yes.
People would remember you
Yes. Hey, I'll
that.
take
Name
it.
recall.
There you go. I like it. I like it,
I
ladies.
have one question.
Yes.
What would you like your voters would know about you that isn't in your resume?
Well, I am running on honesty and integrity for the record. It's more than a moniker for me. I come from a family who believed in that. They still do.
Right.
And I was raised in small business. I was raised helping the community. My family has been supporters of cancer research, and homelessness has been a personal thing for me, even since I was young. But we used to work at the soup kitchen, and we would always give back to those. So being a servant has always been my life, and a public servant is the same thing. And so I believe in the same principles. I am who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't make campaign promises. As I said, I'm not a seasoned politician.
Right, you admitted that.
This is an administrative position. So it's not legislative. It does not require any type of laws being created. We're going to adhere to those laws. But we need to also be accountable in ourselves. And so that's where that honesty, integrity, and I plan on doing that. I plan on being the person that you see now is the person who you're going to see then.
Mhm.
So that's how I feel.
What you see
And
is what
so
you get.
that's it. That's it. A lot of people make campaign promises. That's the promise that I will make. I'm going to stay
Right.
true to me and
Right.
stay true to you. Mm-hmm.
Makes
Well,
sense.
we are almost out of time for the show. So, Sky, last words are yours.
Okay, so everybody, I'm Sky Berry Barres, and I am running for Clark County Recorder. I am so happy to be here, and I hope that I can secure your vote. I have been working in the office, like I said, for 15 years. I've trained over 85% of the staff, and I've been in management for 11 years. Sometimes it's hard to fight for change from inside of the organization, so you have to step outside. And so that's what I'm doing. So I am running to be your next county recorder, and you can visit my website, www.skye4recorder.com. We're going to soar high with Sky, and if you want the very best, vote Berry Barres. So I hope to have your vote. Thank you.
That's wonderful. You're a poet. You don't even know it.
There you go.
And
All
we'll leave it
right.
at that.
Got a little side job.
Sky, thank you so much for coming on to
Yes.
the Sat Here on the Pulse, and good luck with your campaign.
And to our viewers, please join us again next week for a new edition. I'm Effie Barker. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Jessica Rolla. God bless your week.